So right now, we're rinsing it out with the sodium thiosulfate in order to get it ready for the experiment. That way, if there's any leftover remnants, it won't interfere with the concentration.
Yep, you're good. You're ready to roll. So now you want to fill it. Fill it to, it doesn't have to be at the top mark, but you are going to write down the top volume because that's your beginning volume, right? So what's the approximate concentration of the sodium thiosulfate in the burette? Approximate. Do you guys remember?
0.1.
Yep, 0.1 molar, approximately. Okay, and then you're going to return your burette to your burette stand.
Right there. The critical components.
Yep. So now we're at procedure A. We've made our solution.
Is that 2.1?
You're at number 3.
Right.
Yeah.
We're transferring 0.12 grams of solid potassium iodate into the weighing bottle.
Okay, so the weighing bottle is the plastic bottle, on the burette stand. Okay, it has a lid. Okay. Now, it's set approximately. So what balance are you going to use?
Top loading?
Yes. Okay. So you're wondering, wait a second, didn't Ingrid say that everything else is really important to measure the mass? Yes. We are going to put in approximately 0.12 grams into that. Then you're going to take that and weigh it on an analytical balance to get the exact mass. And that's what you're going to write down on your data sheet. Afterwards, you're going to pour it into your Erlenmeyer, because this is what you're going to titrate, the stuff in here. And then reweigh the container without the stuff in it. So you'll know exactly how much you've put in there. That's what's important.
Okay.
Because if you know the mass of what's in there, what can you figure out?
The mass of this.
The moles, right?
The moles, yes.
Right? So if you know the moles in there, and you know the relationship between the moles of the iodate and the moles of thiosulfate, you can figure out how many moles you added. Divided by volume, what do you have? Concentration. Okay? You have to do that 3 times. This mass down, and it's your, yeah. And you're going to have to do this 3 times.
So we take the mass and then when we empty the
Yep.
container, we take the mass again.
Yes, because then you know exactly what mass is in the Erlenmeyer, and that's what matters.
So should I go with like just 5 or 6?
I'd write it all down.
It's where you think your sheet.
No, like that's like the last one. Like,
Just pick one. 6. Perfect. At that point, it doesn't matter. Good.
It would be a very, like a uncertainty of
Yep.
0.0002.
It's in the lab manual, and I can show you that sheet so you can take a picture of it so it's easy for you to find.
Wait, is it down?
Add 75 milliliters of freshly distilled water to the solid and gently swirl to dissolve.
You can always go over and then dump some out if you need to. Make sure it's accurate.
Yeah, the bottom of the meniscus is there.
Okay.
I would clean this first before you use it, though.
Don't trust.
don't trust person before you.
Yep.
Clean it before.
See, this is real chemistry. Like, this is beakers, Erlenmeyer flask.
Now we have to add 2 grams of solid potassium iodide.
Okay. Now we need 2 grams of potassium iodide. Everybody's dead. Do we weigh the iodide in just like the weigh goats?
Yeah, because it doesn't matter. It's just an excess.
Okay, cool.
you guys know.
The most important measurement was the one you just finished doing.
Okay, the pressure's off now.
Alright. That's a spicy water bit.
So that you can read the your. So yes, you need to have a second decimal place in your volume. As long as you're consistent, it's
I'm certain that it's 0.20.
the error should cover you. Okay, so you can. So what I do is make sure that it's beneath, lift up all the way.
All the way to the top.
Yeah, so just lift the whole thing. Yeah, all the way up, all the way up, and now depress. There, 10 mils.
Wow.
Man,
That's
Okay.
so much easier than high
So what's the color from? Iodine.
Yes.
well, no, bring it down to like 30.
Alright.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, let me do that. Oh,
Wait, do you got a good angle?
Mm-hmm.
keep it consistent.
Hang on a second.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I'll tell you when to slow down. Just focus on that.
Alright, sounds good.
Teamwork.
What did you say it was at? It was 39.7.
Compromise the results for good cinematic angles. What's that?
CDS one day, y'all are used to in front of the camera.
Oh, yes, yes. Gotta make it through this titration lab first.
This is your make or break to be CDS.
It's getting there. So it's looking for a straw yellow.
So as you get closer, make sure it's super well mixed. Give it a good.
How do I know how long you've
I need all my focus on this.
There we go.
and keep
Super
going.
fine drops. In the end game.
This is the
Yeah,
thing.
way
We're
in
like
back.
way down here.
Okay, yeah, we can go back.
It's starting to look apple juicy.
This looks more red. What?
Oh, that looks pretty good, eh? There's no.
I would say so. That looks pretty urine colored to me.
This is your color.
Yeah, you guys need to get more hydrated.
Measurement.
You're gonna add starch when you get to this point, and continue titrating. So you don't
Alright.
really need this volume.
Oh.
You're gonna unscrew the top, then you're going to squeeze, suck up, add, squeeze, suck up, add. So 2 squeezes, 2 good squeezes. Okay? And now, you're gonna titrate to colorless. It's drop by drop. Okay, we're close to the end point. Now you wanna get to the exact end point.
Just wait. What was that initial one?
Yes, you definitely have to
Okay,
keep
good. So I
stirring.
did it right. Just like measuring from the top.
So, gotta add some more.
Not today.
Right. All right.
There's no error on drops.
Oh my gosh.
You can probably go a little bit. I wouldn't go too aggressive, but
Serious chemistry.
until you
We'll
get.
send it.
Oh my gosh, you have to be patient.
You want to pour it in? Or?
The next one's the same.
Okay.
Okay, that's
Cool. It's like that.
okay. Wait, and pour this.
Doing the difference already.
It's like 40.
Yeah. I don't know how far we can go down with that.
The 40.55. That's what we're going with.
Okay. The starch.
That's probably good.
Yep. Okay. Now we take
That's so cool.
Drops.
Give it a good swirl first. Yeah, make sure that it's
right
nice and
into
wet.
that color change though, like
Wow.
Look at that, that's a beautiful shade. Alright, nice and slowly now. I'm ready for my close-up.
Okay, so this is just the preparation for the lab. This is getting the concentration, right? Actually figuring out the iodide.
It's still grainy.
iodate
It's still grainy.
concentration in the two solutions. But you guys are experts now, so.
I'm not sure if it'll show up on camera. That is clear.
I can't flash, it makes it worse. Okay, slow it down.
Are they doing a call tonight? You know, are they doing a call tonight for chemistry?
You mean like the tutorial?
Yeah.
Keep it going.
And I've got to untie
Sort of what, sir?
the
Brace it?
experiment. Yeah. That's okay. Most people don't.
See, it's like potions class, so you don't have Snape breathing down your neck.
You mean I'm not like Snape?
Exactly, you're not. You are blonde like Malfoy, though. That's good.
Okay, yeah. What are you calculating?
The volume,
What?
like the volume that we put in.
Need help, Sandra?
Trish having all these spirits.
The Erlenmeyer flask?
Yeah.
Well, let's read the procedure. Transfer 25 milliliters of the solution into the beaker into a 250 milliliter Erlenmeyer flask. Add 2 grams of solid potassium iodide. I take it you measured out?
Yep.
Awesome. There, swirl to dissolve. Add 10 milliliters of 1 molar hydrochloric acid.
So you added your starch.
Yes.
Okay.
And now we're titrating for the fine equivalence point.
You're going to clear?
Yes, we are. We're gonna do so very slowly.
Yeah, I like this color one. Did you want
Guys having fun yet?
Wait, much fun.
you trust me to swirl? Sure.
Okay, we'll switch it up. Okay.
Oh, good.
Single drop. You have to put this in a time lapse. It's so slow.
It's looking pretty clear.
Can I like bring it
Yeah.
alongside? And like that, we have our clear solution.
Got our volume.
The saturated calcium iodate in 0.01 molar potassium iodate solution has been prepared for you and is ready for use. Pour about 100 milliliters of the saturated calcium iodate solution, labeled part C, into a 250 milliliter beaker and record the temperature. Then, using a clean volumetric pipette, transfer 25.00 milliliters of the solution from the beaker into a 250 milliliter Erlenmeyer flask. Add 2 grams of solid potassium iodide, swirl to dissolve, and add 10 milliliters of 1 molar hydrochloric acid from the dispenser.
Okay.
The solutions have had the 10 milliliters of 1 molar hydrochloric acid added to them, and now we're going to titrate them to their equivalence point.
Great.
Measurement.
Did you write the
Did you write the volume down?
We are about to do that now. Raising it up so I could use my immense height. 0.91. Again, we're just titrating the solution till it's a nice straw yellow.
I thought you were gonna say a nice strong pea.
That too. Something along the more hydrated.
Yes. This would be very dehydrated.
It's also slightly red. I think you might want to talk to a doctor. Gently. Ever so gently.
Hopefully.
Can share with the class that I biffed up my one of my titrations.
It didn't happen. It wasn't on camera.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think this is my favorite thing. It's so satisfying.
What is it going to be like time lapse?
And mix for the yellow.
Oh, it's gonna be
Apple
painful
juice.
putting it together now.
Yeah, just like photo bomb in the background.
Yeah.
Better yet, just don't even time lapse though, just give them all everything.
Yeah. All of our random conversations in the background. There were really so many times. Don't put that in.
Go dancing.
Figuring out the KSP calcium iodate. So they're using some thiosulfate to titrate the iodate.
It looks way more yellow, I think, on the camera than it does in real life.
They're gonna be like, she's going too far.
It's like
So
action.
iodate, and iodate gets displaced
Okay, well, let me copy out your good
as
one.
iodine. And then to keep the iodine solution.
The apple juice?
A little bit more.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you wrote the 7 first and then you wrote the 1.
That's apple juice.
Yes.
Oh, really? So it must work for any yeah. Because it's iodine.
Now what are you doing?
Now we are adding the starch so that it turns black. So that's easy to tell when it like goes to clear.
Great.
Because there's no more starch left.
Oh, right. You had no more starch. Can we? There's no more starch.
Oh yeah.
Error. Didn't come from the same bottle. Can we use their starch? Okay.
Do you want a fresh bottle?
That doesn't matter.
Fine. It's not like this one course.
I should just create a list and be like, error.
That wasn't as dramatic as I was hoping.
Snape would approve.
Magic.
We created death.
It's like the stuff that the Dementors like.
Yeah. Maybe it's their blood.
Cute.
Drops. No. Like, one more?
What does the audience think?
It's good.